going to do all that first? Please call the roll.
Councilman Samaluka. Councilman Samaluka is unable to be here this evening due to a family commitment. Councilwoman Mazur.
Here.
Councilman Halco.
Here.
Councilman Kemp. Here. Council President Conte.
Here. Please rise and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members on July 5th, 2013, in all the legal newspapers in accordance with the provision of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Southbrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by same may and have in the past sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not for the council.
Okay, before I open this up to the public, Mary, you have some proclamations you'd like to give out.
It's button on? Just tap it. Let's see if we... No. Tap it again. Is the button on? Tap it again. There you go. Yeah. Tap
That
it.
was me. That was me.
I have it. Welcome, Saddlebrook champion cheerleaders, parents, grandparents, coaches. This is the kind of council meeting I like to come to, where there's youth involved, and it's all good things. Before we start this off officially, again, thank the parents. I know how you travel around and with the practices and redoing dinners if you do get to sit down and have them. But the important people here are our young cheerleaders. You're our future, you're America, and who knows where you'll go from here someday. You can do anything you want to do. At this time, I'm grateful. I'd like to call up Janine Costanza and Tara Tritto, please. Tara Tritto is not here, but make sure, Janine, please tell her heartfelt thanks, because you ladies are the catalyst that take these ladies so far. And I'd like to say thank you. You've won so many championships, but I'd like you to tell the public a little bit about yourself. And incidentally, everyone, I know she doesn't want to talk on TV, but Channel 77 is cable. Channel 38 is Fios. So this evening, you'll get to watch yourselves not just on the videos from your championship wins, but on the Saddlebrook TV station, because that man Anthony Halco there is the one who puts it on. So if you don't see it on, call me and I'll holler at him, okay? Janine, give us a little bit about your background. How many years? I know you have daughters in the program.
I have 3 daughters that started in the program when they were in 2nd and 3rd grade, Paige, Samantha, and Brook. Paige and Sam graduated last year. They'll be starting high school in September. Brook is still in it, starting 7th grade for 2 more years. Me and Tara Tritto have been running the program about 8 years now, and we've enjoyed just about every minute of it. And to see these girls' faces at the end of the season at our national championships makes the entire year, every single year, worth it. And I look forward to doing it over and over and over again, as long as everyone allows me to, and as long as we have girls that want to join our program, which, judging by the turnout this year, won't ever be a problem.
Thanks, Janine. I do have proclamations here for all the girls and the coaches, and I'll be giving them to Janine to pass out. Now, this is what my hope is. I'd like to call the Pee-wees up with their coaches and do a cheer. You're on Saddlebrook TV, so show us your stuff. And Janine, now they won, the Pee-wees won 11 first place titles. Imagine that, girls, 11 first place titles. They also won 1 second place title, and that was with the, correct me here, state championships.
Nope, they won first place at state champions in Monroe, New Jersey, and they got second place at the 2013 national champs in Fairfax, Virginia.
Okay. Now remember, ladies, the camera's there, big smiles. You know how to perform.
Yeah, what cheer are they doing?
Red, white, and blue, the colors that you love. Saddlebrook, Pee-wee's, soaring above. Champs at heart, the sky's the limit. SVSL, we're here to win it.
Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Now, you get the mic, and you get to say hello to everybody. State your name, and if you want to say a little bit about yourself, and then pass it around, but don't trip on the wire.
Okay. I'm Abby, and I'm a Pee-wee of Saddlebrook cheerleading. Hello, my
Is your name Giggles?
Hello. Hello. Hello, my name is Gabriella. Hello, my name is Jordan. I'm from Saddlebrook and Hello, everybody. My name is Gabrielle. Hi, my name is Tiffany. I'm a Saddlebrook spirit leader. Hi, my name's Heidi. Hi, my name is Gianna Matera. Hi, my name is Autumn. Hi, my name is Juliana. Hi, my name is Haley. Hi, my name is Riley. Hi, my name is Delenn, and I'm a Saddlebrook spirit leader.
Congratulations, girls. Stay here. I'd like your coach. Coach, come on up. Oh, so you're the representative. So you can talk a little bit about what their coaches do for them and with them.
Sure, okay. From Coach Sam and Jackie, they're very proud of you, and they're looking forward to another season of hard work with you. So good job, girls.
Great job. Okay, we're ready for our next group, unless you want to cheer all night. Oh, okay. We'll see you back here next year. And also to let the public know, the signs will be going up. There's a delay. I'm going to be having new signs made, post signs with 2 posts on each side. And then every time we have a championship win in town, that one goes on top, and then we're going to move it down as the next championships come in. Just be patient with that. I'm getting price quotes and a design from 3 sign companies, and then the council will get it, and we'll go to maybe 4 entrances in town. I'm wondering how many more we're going to need. It's growing. Okay, Janine, next are juniors. And coaches, junior coaches, come on up also. Oh, now the... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe these girls won 12 times for first place titles, including 3 grand champions, correct? Couldn't bring it home any better, 12 plus. And that was the 2013 state champion, that was in Monroe. And then we had the 2013 national champions in Virginia. Okay, ladies, it's your turn. Smile, face the camera.
Laura, go ahead. Ready, go.
Saddle Brook spirit, you know who we are. The red, white, and blue, the best, the hot, Brook.
I don't know, the Saddlebrook Council hasn't had the opportunity. You guys and ladies should get up and come out here and see this fantastic cheers. Okay, ladies, you know what to do.
Hi, I'm Natalie. Hi, I'm Emma. Hi, I'm Olivia. Hi, I'm Brook. Jenna, go. Hi, I'm Jenna. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm Brooke, y'all. I'm Jackie. Hi, I'm Carissa. Hi, I'm Eva. Hi, I'm Cassidy. Hi, I'm Erica. Hi, I'm Lauren. Lauren.
Hi, I'm Chastity.
Great job, ladies. Coach?
Yes.
Thank you. Now you can talk about your squad.
Okay, to my 20 Diamond girls, I am so proud of you. It has been the best experience being your coach, and you make me proud today and every single day. So, love you guys. Good job. I'm not trying.
Thank you, ladies. We love the spirit. Totally. And Janine, don't we have another little group coming up? They're not the Pee-wees. Do we have that? But what are... We also have a kindergarten and exhibition team. Those are the little ones, kindergarten, first grade, those, and second grade. So those girls will become the future. These girls, as they keep growing and moving up and winning more prize championships. Now it's the seniors and their coaches. Please come forward. And I do have to say something. I was at the pep rally at the high school before you ladies went to Monroe. I went to see the cheerleaders, additionally so my granddaughters. My granddaughters weren't there that night, I was though. I have some great pictures I'm going to get to you girls of the fly-ups, and they were, you know, fast motion. And it was unbelievable. We can't appreciate here this evening the gymnastics and calisthenics involved in this, and the danger. I mean, these girls climb pyramids very, very high and do backflips, front flips, and rollovers, and you name it. And in my generation, it wasn't this advanced when I used to be the commissioner. So I give you girls credit, because that is a test of courage when you get out there. And we're ready. You're going to hold the mic up, please.
The sooner you realize, the better off you'll be. Forever on top, SB Seniors.
Great job, ladies.
I'm Sam.
I'm Megan.
I'm Brianna.
I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Lexi.
Hi, I'm Kiara.
Hi, I'm Drew.
Hi, I'm Alyssa.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Crystal. I'm Angelica.
I'm Mia.
I'm Brianna.
And I'm Paige.
So as everyone can see, they become families, and a great advantage on the spirit cheerleading also is the fact that they travel. They meet other girls, different states, and I think that's a great experience if you can do it when you're young. Because when you get older and you get in the real world and work, you may not always have that advantage, so take advantage of it. Now, on the seniors, they had 11 wins, first place titles, including 4 grand champs. They also won 1 second place title, and this was for the 2013 state championships. That was in New Jersey. 2000 national championships in Virginia. That was the grand champs. And then 2013 national grand champs level 3, and 2013 nationals overall champions junior rec level 3. Janine, you want to explain a little bit more about that to the public?
I'll let the coaches do that.
Coach Nicole and I would just like to thank the town and, of course, all of the parents for all of your support, and, of course, our very talented, wonderful young girls who just pour their heart and soul into it. And we love you, and our 8th graders will miss you next year, but we look forward to another great season next year. So thank you.
I mean, I basically feel the same way Alicia has. The 8th graders, you've been with us since day one, and we'll miss you. We're excited for next season with new girls coming up, our older girls. And you guys did awesome this year, and I couldn't have asked for a better team. And good luck with everything.
And I want to apologize. We have the air conditioner on at 69. That's as low as it goes, but it's reading like 73, 74. One day, maybe, we'll have a more improved building. Anyway, that maybe some girls here may decide to run for council or mayor and make those decisions and get us new air conditioning. But in the meantime, God bless everyone. Keep up the good work. Keep making us proud. Most importantly, have fun. And parents, keep at it, because this is the pride of Saddlebrook, and they belong to you. Thank you. God bless. Thanks, ladies. Oh, if anyone wants pictures up here before you go, with the group or with Janine or with the council, maybe we can have the council come down on the sides and their parents can get a group picture. Come on, Pete. Rich. Who wants to come up for pictures first? Let's do Pee-wees.
Karen, just real quick, we're going to take a quick 5-minute recess before we open up. 5-minute recess.
Our Pee-wee group, come stand here so you can say you were in town hall. All right, little ones in the front, so everybody gets their pretty faces in the photos. And do we have to squeeze together more for the pictures? Junior's coming up next, please. You should.
Yeah, is that I'm going on this side. And junior girls that have your certificate, so outside I'll hand them out.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Joe doesn't have to worry. Thank you.
George, you're not recording, right? You are recording?
To open up to the public.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion by Mr. Halco, second by Mr. Camilleri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone like to be heard? Please come up, state your name, your address.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Lou DiArminio, former mayor of the township, and certainly a resident at 537 Avon Lane. Good evening. I thought I saw Brian here before. I wanted to publicly congratulate him. I didn't get a chance to do that when he was appointed. We go back many years. The reason I'm here tonight is certainly not to make any kind of criticism, but I want to just offer and share with you some thoughts I have with regard to our police department and what's been going on at the police department. Going back under my administration, the lack of police officers is something that's not new. It was always a budgetary item. If you go back, you'll find that we were asking for police officers back then. You're now asking for police officers now. You're at 22 police officers in a table of organization. I don't particularly think that we should be discussing specific tables of organization or personnel at a public meeting. I think that's counterproductive. But I could share with you, as someone who's now the security director at the County Utility Authority, we oversee some 200 people and about $100 million in assets. And as a mayor, I know this police department, having promoted and or hired a third of the existing police department today. What we need in this police department, I've said it when I was mayor, I'll say it again today, is police officers. It's an essential service. It's a service that you cannot do without. You'll be criticized for it. You're putting the township in desperate danger with 22 police officers, as well as the police officers themselves. It's something that in the profession you don't really look to do. The only thing I think I could offer, and I just throw this on the table, is to bring this PTO up to the 34 police officers that you now have. Ideally, 36 police officers is what this township should really have. It's that way because you can put resource officers in the schools. Your overtime costs will come down, without a doubt, and if you go to a 12-hour shift. Those are things that have to obviously be negotiated with the PBA unions and certainly with the administration. But these are things that should be looked at, and I think that the administration, and no criticism, Mayor, but certainly I think what needs to be done is the plan for the police department so that the community or your administration puts out a platform as to what direction the police department is going. Promotions were made, and quite frankly, the officers that were promoted, I promoted them when I was mayor, are good, capable police officers. But in order to make those promotions, you have to have a direction in order to go. And the only way you can do that is to bring up the table of organization. You have to come back up to 34 police officers in order to do what you want to do in this township. It's essential. It's an essential service. You have to find the money. You have to, because if you don't, there's going to be a situation in this township that's going to put it in great peril. And we worked 5 years, 6 years to accredit our police department. We're an accredited police department, the second in Bergen County, and one of the few in the state. It took a long time to be accredited. Now police departments are almost required to get accredited. We did it before the trend, and now we're down dangerously low. I don't like, and I particularly don't care for any department head coming here and discussing issues in the newspaper and or in public. Those types of things, as you know, under my administration, did not go over very well in the public, and it didn't go over very well when I was the mayor of the township, and it's counterproductive. We have to protect the township, we have to protect our assets, and we have to protect our police officers first and foremost. The chief, I know, had discussions, or the mayor had discussions with the chief. The mayor is the ultimate authority. That's the way our government goes. The mayor is the one who has the authority to make the promotions and to hire and fire. That's the way our government is set up. But in order to operate properly and to be functional, you have to bring that TO up. And I throw that out to you. It's nothing that you don't already know. It's about finding the money, but that's what you have an auditor for. And maybe some things have to be cut in order to do it. It is an essential service. The fire, the police, and ambulance you can't get away from in this municipality. You need it. It's an essential service. And as I told the mayor in different discussions and certain other members as a mayor, this isn't a Democrat, Republican, or any type of issue other than what's in it for the township. And we have to do what's best for the town. And for that, on that purpose, I would be here to advise any one of the council members and or the mayor what we can best do to make the police department in our township a better township as a result. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clarita Papayani, 95 Wilson Street. Last meeting here, the mayor said that because of litigation, the girls from cheer, they couldn't be here. This public meeting is no litigation. It's on a record, Mayor. It's on a transcript. It's in the camera. Once this month, we have no litigation based on what you said last month and what happened this month. Today, first of all, congratulations to the girls. And has nothing to do with the real litigation. I would like to know what happened with $8,425. Those money went for your vacation, for your daughter's vacation, Kimberly Pirelli, for Janine Costanzo or Tara Trito. You have to answer. In March 8th, that those money was received from the town was not used for the Nationals. Was not used. Answer, Mayor. We had here the coach of the cheer from the junior. I didn't see her or listen to her apologize about telling those kids, 8 and 9 year old, not to complain to their parents. How dare anyone tell those kids, 8 and 9 year old, not to complain to their parents? Do you know how many kids are being raped And those rapists have told those kids not to complain to their parents because it's their fault being raped. That's what those coaches told to the kids, not to complain to their parents. I didn't hear apologize. I didn't hear the coach of the junior to apologize where she kicked the kids out from the gym because they got upset with the kids. What about the safety of their kids? Did they know that the parents were outside? No, they didn't. They just told the kids immediately to leave. She did apologize today. Yeah, someone, former, whatever, mentioned about the police department. Yes, we need the people, we need the police, we need the decrease, we need many of them, but based on what is on Google, I understand that will not be a decrease, and it's clear, because the mayor has all cough with the police chief, because her daughter was fired, you all know, if you Google, and of course was fired from police department, and she got a good settlement. She protect and support the daughter then, but she don't care about my child today. Mayor, please answer. It's no litigation. Was last month, and this month is not for you. Can you answer, please?
No comment.
I would like to know, today came another issue. I paid sometime in March or April, I don't recall exactly, $9 for the recreation cheer for my kids. I didn't receive any regulation and rules. 3 months after today, I received an email from Jerry Taylor, rules, the topic, rules and regulations, that if a child misses 8 practices and 2 games, will be dismissed. Why those rules and regulation doesn't come with a package when the parents does sign and pay for those fees? Why, Mayor? No comment again?
No comment.
Of course. We had the co-director a while ago, he got fired from his position because of some money stolen. I don't know if it's true or not, but he got fired. You didn't pay for him an attorney, but you don't want to answer for $8,425, which you did help the chair to get those money and use for their individual use. Thank you. You will answer one day, based, even if subpoena, whatever it will be, you will answer.
Peter Punzo, 608 North Midland Avenue. I am here once again on the flooding of my yard. I believe Miss Mayor and Mayor Chamberlain is familiar with my situation. I'm not going to get into depth on it. It's a 14-year flooding issue with a county easement that runs through my yard. Last week, we had a heavy rainstorm during the day. I reached out and I got Tony D'Ambrosio to come over. He was kind enough to come over and look. It was 10 feet from my home, okay, 180 feet of water, 4 feet deep in the middle. He was amazed. He did not believe this went on. He said, did you take the pictures? I said, I took the pictures. I've done it. This is 14 years of my problem, okay? I'm done. I've had it. I've spoken to our engineer, who was familiar a long time ago when he was in our engineer. Unfortunately, we were close to a solution with the previous administration. I was working very close with Mr. Frieda, with the town. We've had a camera, we've had the mosquito commissioner. I got about maybe 60% of the problem was fixed. Unfortunately, they're no longer in office. We have new administration. My problem is 2.5 years now with the same engineer that knows about it. I see him once a month at my planning board meetings. For 2.5 years, I discussed this with him. I didn't want to come here anymore, okay? I'm done. I'm letting you know now. I'm getting cement and filling in the catch basins, okay? So now it's going to become a problem for Midland Avenue. I've had it. I can't live like this. I have 180 feet of property that I purposely bought the home for that I can't use. I don't want to lower my taxes. It lowers the value of my home. I can't fight my taxes. I can't use the property anymore. 10 feet from my home it came this time. Each time we get a big storm, it's coming closer and closer and closer. It's not my problem, okay? It's the easement. We have to dredge this stream out. Mr. Kugler was there, engineers have been there, the previous mayor was there. We have to come up with a solution for this. This summer, I'm letting you know, I'm cementing it in. I don't know what you're gonna do after that, you're gonna have to blast it to get out. And you won't be able to come on my property, that's number two. I've had it, I cannot live like this. I don't live near a stream, I don't live in a flood zone. I get 180 feet of water, 4 feet deep in the middle, and it takes about a day to 2 days for it to go down. I've lost animals that have died back there, I've got dead animals drowning back there, I've lost lawnmowers back there, can't put a pool in, can't put a shed in, can't put electricity back there. What did I buy the property for? This is 14 years I'm fighting this problem, okay? And I've kept quiet for 2.5 years, and I've spoken to our engineer about this. I'm gonna do everything I can, I can do everything I can. I can't live like this anymore, okay? I'm just letting you know, I'm cementing it in, okay? 2 catch basins, one on either end of my property. The water will flood on Midland Avenue now. Now maybe you'll have to address the problem, because I can't live like this anymore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, if you could please just hand them out, if they don't have them, we'll have them. Larry Ratajczak, 92 Claremont Ave. Like I said, I was here Tuesday night, and I spoke to Mr. Lodica, and I asked him if he could give me the overtime report for the police department.
Yes. To date for 2013, $78,769.67.
And last year?
Last year was a couple $100 off.
Okay.
78,000.
Let me just ask you this, Mr. Lodica. You, in the paper today, it said that you did the hiring of the police officers, you and, I guess it was Deputy Chief White?
We didn't do the hiring, no.
You didn't do the hiring?
No.
That's not what the article said.
I didn't see the article, but.
Like I said, in plain English, you jerked us around with the answers for the health benefits for a year and a half. We can't get a straight answer on the overtime for the police department. Like I said, I don't know how the auditor can be absent today when you're working on your budget and you're trying to get your budget through. If you look at the line item, the papers that I handed out, what does it say for the overtime? Through the chair to the council president.
Hold on, Larry, I'm just looking over this right now. Give me
Okay.
a few minutes, please. Wages and overtime, 175, 2013, 125. Is that what you're looking at?
Overtime.
It's overtime.
Fourth line down.
Yeah. that's all.
Salaries, wages, and overtime.
Well, that's-
175 in 2013.
175 in 2013, 125 in 2012, correct?
Right, and
Okay.
145. What did Mr. Lodica just tell me it was?
I gave you what was spent to date. That's the budgeted
Up
number.
to date. What was, like I said, I'm gonna be very honest with you. The overtime is close to $400,000. And you guys and the auditor is playing with the numbers, okay? We're getting killed by police overtime. And the reason we're getting killed by it is because we don't have any patrolmen. And we're using our higher superior officers. It's common sense in business that you cannot have you'll get eaten up. The other thing, like I said, I asked on Tuesday night, and Mr. Conti, you weren't here.
No, I was
is
not.
When the chief did speak here, you said that it was imperative that we all sit down, being the council and the chief and everything, and Ms. Mazur agreed with it, and she thanked the chief for coming, and said, we have to sit down, we have to have a meeting, and you just never did. You just never did. You just blew them off. Like I said, we have an engineer, we have an engineering problem, we listen to the engineer. We have a legal problem, we listen to our attorney. You got the professional right here, begging you for 2 years. Former mayor says that he doesn't like him coming out and airing it out in public. But you know what? When nobody's listening, what else does he do? What else does he do? Who makes them decisions? You people do. So if you don't listen to him in private, he's got to come out here publicly and plead for it. And that's what he's doing. And why would a chief have to plea, to beg to hire people to keep the town safe? Because there's a disagreement here with the mayor? Is that the reason why? That's the reason? Okay. You know what I'm saying? You can't let your egos get in the way of the safety of our town. Let me tell you something. I'm probably one of the biggest sports fans in town. I love sports. Joe Camilleri can tell you. Any sport. I'll take money out of my pocket. But you can't give $8,500 to cheerleaders football's not orphans, soccer's not orphans, plus the fact that we don't have it. We don't have it to give out. We need police officers. And like I say, I'm just gonna go down a few line items here, that's why I handed that out. The school marshals. The school marshals are going from 510,000 to 669,000. What would you rather do, hire a guy with a gun, or give somebody a vest to do, you know, a police officer can do any job, okay? A school marshal can't, okay? There's 150,000 there. You look at emergency management. The chief did that for free. He did it for free. He never got a stipend. The other thing is a real big question is, what is a consultant? What does that consultant do for 15,000? Who is it, and what are they doing? Come on, all the way down. It says other expenses, consultant, 15,000 for 2013. We never had it in 2012. Mr. Ladica, you know what that is, that consultant?
Yes, that consultant was proposed going back to last December. We had a meeting with someone who was very familiar with FEMA rules and regulations, and it was to help the residents with flood insurance.
Flood insurance. So it's not part of law, and we need police officers. The mayor promised us five, in front of the chief, in front of the TV, in front of everybody else. And like Mr. Simaluka said, she said it a lot of times, that meeting. We got 2 to date right now in the academy, that's it. I mean, you people gotta have something to say. Yous are the ones that set the tone up there. Yous people up here, not her. You do. You know, like Lou said, the mayor runs the town. You people set the TO. You people do the dirty work, but you don't do anything. You can't sit up there and be rubber stamps and let egos get in the way while the town is suffering out here, and we're getting killed with overtime. Now, like I say, I'm not accepting this answer. That's why I wish Mr. DeMaria was here. The overtime is close to $400,000. We were reimbursed for how much, Mr. Ladica?
You asked me Tuesday night to come up with the numbers that was part of payroll. That's
Right.
what I have.
Okay,
That's the
but
76.
what we need is a detailed audit on the police overtime. Do you think we can get that?
I have
Without
numbers.
Oprah in it?
Just what you asked for.
All right, but I'm asking you now for a detailed overtime. Let the council see it, and they'll see that you play with numbers. That's
That's
what
not
this
true.
guy's doing to us here. He's playing with numbers. In the meantime, we're getting killed. Just look at the W-2 forms, that's all. And you'll add it up, and you'll see the numbers don't jive. They don't come close to jiving. And if we put police officers on the street, I'm tired, like I said, I'm tired of seeing Fairlawn here. I'm tired of seeing Garfield here. Why? Because we don't have Saddlebrook cops. You know, once in a while you help each other out, fine, but it's a normal thing now. Our guys go on calls, there's no backup. There's no backup. You can't operate that way. I'm not a cop, like I say, I don't know, but I'm sure they want to feel safe and protected when they do answer a call. And use people aren't making them feel that way, because you're not hiring them, because egos are in the way. And like I say, when it comes to the chief's daughter, Mayor, you gotta, if it is what it is, it's a civil service test, there's money. You know there's money. Like I say, if you can find $8,500 for cheerleading or whatever that was, like I say, believe me, I'm a sports fan. I don't begrudge anybody. I'd give you the $8,500 for cheerleading, but hire the police officers. You know the money's here. You can find the money. You can make it work. Like Mr. Simaluka said, we're only gonna take $100,000. That's all you had done, but it's only for 6 months, so you could easily put 3 there, easily. And you're not doing it. You're not making the moves, and like I say, the academy's gone now, so what do now? We suffer for how long? We pay the overtime for how long? You know what I mean? Like I say, Mr. Ladica, like I say, I definitely want that detailed report on the overtime. A detailed report. Not just a regular flat thing, a detail. The other thing, when officers retire, like I say, we have now, we had the one, I guess he was a lieutenant that retired. We have 4 months of his salary. Where's that money? Mayor, through the chair? Where's that money? That's a police officer right there. If he's making $150,000, that's money we didn't plan on. We didn't know he was retiring. Now let me ask you something. When a guy goes out on retirement, does he receive 100% of his pay until his sick time is used up and vacation time? or is there a number in the contract that's negotiated?
There's a number, right, in that contract.
You know there's a number in the contract that's negotiated, you're not stupid, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're paying 100%, and it's wrong. And that's why there's no money. It's all of you people up there, you manage the money, okay? You can shift money, hide money, do money, whatever you want, but you know what? Give the town what it needs. It needs safety first. Before we have football, before we have basketball, before we have cheerleading, before we have anything. Because if the town's not safe, you're not gonna go nowhere, and you're not gonna do nothing. And people aren't gonna wanna come here to watch the activities. And like I said, the overtime is killing us. And stop lying to us about the overtime. Because before you're gonna pass that budget, you're gonna see what the true numbers are in the overtime. And then you're gonna say, wow, what are we looking at? What are we doing? And it's not a wow, you find it. And like I said, the money is in here. You've gotta find it. And you've gotta make it work, and you've gotta do it now. And you gotta put your ego aside, Mayor, I'm sorry. Like I say, I don't like a lot of people either, too. You know, I got people that I talk to, I have relatives that I don't talk to, okay? But you know what? It is what it is, and that's it. It is what it is. And I can't, I can't change that, you can't change that, he can't change that. But we gotta move forward. We've got to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to be heard? Sure.
Good evening. My name is Shayna Kugler, and I live at 311 5th Street here in Saddle Brook. I'd first like to say I know how emotional I can be and get at times, so I did prepare something to write and just say out loud and just to express my thoughts clearly and not emotionally or to start any trouble. I'm taking this opportunity to thank Mayor Karen Chamberlain, the Township Council members, Business Administrator Pete Ladico, as well as Deputy Police Chief Robert White. I recently considered as a candidate for the position of police officer for the Township of Saddle Brook. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the new selected police officers, Christopher Gross and Mark Buchak, and their families. At the same time, however, I do want to express my equally sincere apologies to the residents and community of Saddle Brook for any conflict that may have resulted in the last couple of weeks. Upon considering to attend tonight's meeting to make these comments, I asked my father if he would be attending. His response was no, I'll be out with your mother. I was going to ask my grandfather, but I knew he would not want me to come tonight, and if I told him I would be coming and making these comments, I think he would have locked me in one of his caskets. So tonight, basically, my main objective is to convey my personal and heartfelt gratitude in having the privilege to be considered to serve in such an honorable position as Saddle Brook police officer. In 2004, when I was 18 and in my first year of college, my father persuaded me, and my side of the story more like forced me, to take the civil service test for police officer. I can remember saying, Dad, I don't know if I want to be a police officer. His reply was, I didn't either, but my father told me to take the test too, and look where I am now. He went on to say, don't be a fool, just take the test, you have nothing to lose. So I signed up and took the test in 2004 and received a score of 95.43. Since then, and for the past 10 years, whenever the civil service police exam was given, I have been eager to sign up and take the test, but never persuaded or forced again, and each time scored equally as high or higher in the same range. The last test I took was in 2011, and I was very happy to receive my score of 99.39. Over those 10 years, I have never received any notice from any police department that they were looking to hire new police officers. My father had explained to me the lack of hiring new officers was statewide, and he also explained the veterans' preference policy of military personnel being given first priority, which I 100% agree with. He went on to tell me that if it wasn't meant to be, then at least I tried, and to this day, I still hold truth to those words. It was just last month in June that I received a notification from the New Jersey Civil Service Commission that I was an eligible candidate for the position of police officer for the Township of Saddle Brook. I was instructed to reply to the appointing authority, Mayor Karen Chamberlain. As fast as a heartbeat, the 10-year wait came to an immediate opportunity to get the chance of being a police officer, which I long been hoping for. Talking to my father, who obviously would have all the insider information and details of what to expect, basically just said to me that I was an eligible candidate and that there were also others who will be eligible candidates as well. Asking him his thoughts on this endeavor of becoming a police officer, he said, and I quote, "You'd be crazy not to." But he more importantly told me to think hard and focus on what's important, and that was, are you willing to enter an honorable, privileged profession as a public servant for the next 25 plus years, and at the same time risk your life to protect and serve others and people that you don't even know? He went on to tell me the story about the Fair Lawn police officer Marianne Colora, who he graduated the academy with in 1985. I wasn't even born at that time. But as some of you may know, in 2003, Officer Colora was tragically shot and killed on duty when Clifton police they were chasing someone, ended up in Fair Lawn, and she was the one who got injured and killed. That story made this endeavor real for me, and I know I speak for all of us when I say being a police officer is a very, very dangerous position, which after doing all my soul searching, knew that and was ready to put my life on the line to serve this community. As I just said, I did a lot of soul searching to reach the conclusion that I wholeheartedly wanted to protect and serve this town and follow in the footsteps of my father, who has been serving on the department for close to 30 years. So I committed to the challenge and began the process to have the chance to be selected to serve our town as a police officer. A town I am born and raised in for my entire life, and I am very proud of. I do know the obstacles and those that may have come later in the process of taking that position. Having a grandfather who served as mayor and as a town councilman in Saddle Brook for over 30 years, as well as a father who is serving nearly 30 years as a police officer and presently police chief, I know I would be looked at and judged every day, but I am very proud of my family and their service to this town. I also share that same pride and service. I love this town and my family loves this town. My family has always had a passion to serve and be a big part of the community, starting with my great-grandparents who owned and operated the luncheonette called Kugler's Cozy Corner in the 1950s. From what I was told, this place was always welcoming and serving the residents in our local community. So now I would just like to leave you with this personal thought. I know how important it is to have the very best people in positions, especially a police officer. My father told me during this whole thing not to expect anything in the hiring process, just to be myself, and if I was eligible and qualified, I may get the privilege and honor to serve in this town as a police officer. And then he quoted, "You'd be damn lucky." I was ranked number 3 and in a great position on the list of eligible candidates, but I also know there are equally, or maybe even better qualified candidates for which can be selected as well. I personally know the other candidates, and I truly hope that my presence on the list and or any other conflict that may have been generated in the selection of police officers did not adversely affect their potential to be selected. And if that is the case, I sincerely feel terrible for those candidates, their families, and anyone else who could have been affected from this situation. This town deserves the best and should get the very best. I will be taking the next civil service police test in the fall of this year. It will be my 5th test that I have taken over the last 10 years. I just want to be treated as myself, Shayna Kugler. I don't want to be treated or judged as the granddaughter of the former mayor or councilman or the daughter of the police chief. I want to make it on my own record, or I don't want to make it on my own. I don't ask for or need anyone's help, nor do I need anyone's obstacle, whether it be imagined or real. So thank you for this opportunity to convey my personal expression of my sincere appreciation to each and every one of you, and to the residents of Saddle Brook for the privilege to be a candidate for the position as a police officer. May God continue to bless us all and guide our community in all of our personal and daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else like to be heard? Seeing none, I need a motion to close.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Halco, second by Ms. Mazur. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, meeting is now closed.
Can I talk from the chair here without getting up? You just
No.
heard 4 people. Nobody answers a question? Nobody comments on what these people say? No comments?
Excuse me, the meeting, right now the meeting is closed.
It is?
Yes, sir. The meeting is now closed. They'll have their comments at the end of the meeting.
We have ordinance 1545-13, an ordinance of the Township of Saddlebrook accepting the street known as the Mayhill Street Extension.
I think we should be tabling this, please, to the next meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to table because we're still waiting on soil samples to come back. We don't have complete information. So hopefully, at next month, we'll be able to take this up, so.
You're making the
to
motion.
table, yes.
Motion, I need a second, please. Second by Mr. Camilleri. Roll call.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Halco?
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri? Yes. Council President Conti?
Yes.
Ordinance first reading is ordinance number 1552-13, a bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various sanitary sewer system improvements in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $100,000 to pay the costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds for first reading.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I need a second. I'll second. Second by Mr. Camilleri. Roll call.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Halco?
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri?
Yes.
Council President Conti?
Yes.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that the bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various sanitary sewer system improvements in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $100,000 to pay the costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, heretofore passed on first reading, be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on the 8th day of August, 2013, at 7:00 p.m., or soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the municipal building, 93 Market Street, and that at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with the notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance be further considered for final passage.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Halco. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Mazer. Let's do a roll call for this.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Halco?
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri?
Yes.
Council President Conti?
Yes.
Ordinance 3 on the agenda is ordinance number 1553-13. It's an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 75 Buildings Unsafe of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook to provide for the waiver of fees for any demolition permit for any single-family or two-family dwelling in the Township of Saddlebrook if the Saddlebrook Fire Department uses the same for training purposes.
I need a motion.
I'd just like to comment on this, Rich.
Yes.
The fire department is always looking for buildings to train on, and they're few and far between. There are several homes that get demolished throughout the year. Some residents are hesitant to let the fire department use it. They're knocking it down anyway, so why not let the fire department train? Just as an incentive for the homeowners to let the fire department use their dwelling to train on, cut holes in the roof before they knock it down, I felt it was important to introduce this ordinance just to give the fire department a better opportunity to train, and hopefully the residents will allow them to use their 1- and 2-family homes when they do tend to demolish it.
It's a good
So,
idea.
And I'd like to make a motion on that.
Motion by Mr. Halco.
Second.
Second by Ms. Mazer. Roll call.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Halco?
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that amending and supplementing Chapter 75 Buildings Unsafe of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook to provide for the waiver of fees from any demolition permit for any single-family or two-family dwelling if the Saddlebrook Fire Department uses the same for training purposes, heretofore passed on first reading, be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on the 8th day of August, 2013, at 7:00 p.m., or sooner after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building, 93 Market Street, and that at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with the notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Need a motion. Motion by Mr. Halco.
Second.
By Ms. Mazer. All in favor?
Councilwoman Mazur.
Yes.
Councilman Halco.
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri.
Yes.
Council President Conti.
Yes.
All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine and non-controversial by the Township Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member or member so requests it, in which case the item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. The one motion signifies adoption of all resolutions, receive and file letters, correspondence, reports, and approval of minutes and applications.
If I may, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Council President, I'd like to have you please pull correspondence number 1. I'd like to have that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And also, through the chair, I would ask the council to read Resolution 26 to the public, please.
Yeah, can we, let's do a separate vote on that, all right? Let's do a separate vote on 26. All right?
So you're gonna pull that, right?
Pull that.
So we pull 23, 24, 25,
And
26.
one.
And correspondence one.
Right.
Okay. Motion for the consent.
I need a motion, please, for the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Halco,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Camilleri.
Councilwoman Mazur.
Yes.
Councilman Halco.
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri.
Yes.
Council President Conti.
Yes.
Okay, we have resolution, payment of bills, constant engineer.
I'll make a motion.
Second it.
Yeah, yeah.
Councilwoman Mazur.
Yes.
Councilman Halco.
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri.
Yes.
Council President Conti.
Yes.
Payment of bills, corner nursery.
I'll make a motion, we pay that bill.
Second.
Second.
Councilwoman Mazur.
Abstain.
Councilman Halco.
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri.
Yes.
Council President Conti.
Yes.
Approve payment of bills, Nosh Electrical.
I'll make a motion, we pay that bill.
Second.
Second by Mr. Camilleri.
Councilwoman Mazur.
Yes.
Councilman Halco.
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri.
Yes.
Council President Conti.
Abstain.
Resolution
Okay, 26.
Whereas in 2003, $3 million was allocated for the Lower Saddle River project to help alleviate flooding issues affecting the residents of the towns along the Saddle River. Whereas Senate Bill 1781 removes the funding earmarked for the Saddle River and allocates it to the Passaic River Basin. And whereas this bill has passed the Senate and the Assembly and now awaits action by Governor Christie. And whereas none of the municipalities along the Saddle River that experienced severe and devastating floods were consulted on the cancellation of funding. And whereas the reason given for reallocating this precious flood control funding is, quote, due to project deferrals, cancellations, withdrawals, and cost savings, unquote. And whereas none of the alleged justifications set forth in the reason given in Senate Bill 1781 were in the control of or due to actions of the municipalities and residents directly affected by the Saddle River flooding. And whereas the residents of Saddlebrook have been more than patient, waiting for dredging or any type of flood remediation on the Saddle River to reduce the risk of floods. Now therefore be resolved by the Township, by the Mayor and the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook as follows. 1, we ask that Governor Chris Christie veto Senate Bill 1781. 2, the communities directly impacted by the removal of $3 million be consulted by the New Jersey DEP with the mutual goal of utilizing the funds for their original purpose, the Lower Saddle River Basin. 3, that this funding be a start for an annual funding for flood relief of both the Saddle and Passaic Rivers. Be it further resolved that the clerk is hereby directed to send certified copies of the resolution to Governor Christie and the municipalities whose residents are also impacted by flooding from the Saddle River.
So we need a motion on this. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Falco, second by Ms. Mazur. Want to do a roll call?
Councilwoman Mazur?
Yes.
Councilman Halco?
Yes.
Councilman Camilleri?
Yes.
Council President Constance?
Yes.
We have correspondence number 1.
And, let's go back. Correspondence number 1.
Okay. I asked the council president to pull correspondence number 1. It's regarding a resolution that we put together last council meeting to United Water opposing the rate increase, any rate increase for that matter. They did respond to us, and I just want to read just a brief paragraph. They said, "Dear Mr. Ladico, thank you for forwarding the resolution of the Township of Saddlebrook regarding the Township's concerns about the petition of a rate increase that was filed by United New Jersey Water. The Township's concerns will become part of the official case filed for this docketed matter and will be reviewed again prior to a final decision being made." They do go on to say that the date, time, and location of the public hearing will be published in the newspaper, such as the New Jersey Herald, the Star Ledger, and the Record at least 20 days before the date of the hearing. Once again, I'd just like to reiterate that I feel that any increase is unwarranted and unfair at this time. And we appreciate at least a response. Thank you. And we're going to keep on top of this. Right?
I need a motion. Motion to receive it. Motion by Mr. Halco, second.
I'll second.
Mr. Camilleri, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we go to, right to old business. Okay, is there any old business? Any old business? Old business? No? Okay, how about any new business? No new business. I just have a couple.
Well, I have a couple council comments. You wanna go?
Yeah, let's, no new business, let's go into council comments. Any council comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make several, Rich. Or if you're going in order, I mean.
Yeah, sure, let's go ahead.
Okay. First of all, regarding the table of organization, which was talked about a little bit tonight, just want to let the residents know, the last time it was changed was November 12th, 2009. The rank were at 14, patrol was at 20 police officers for a total of 34. The rank breaks down to 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 3 captains, 3 lieutenants, and 6 sergeants. Again, that's for a total of 34. With all this police information that's been out there in the hirings, I did some research on my own, and I found the following. Police officers in New Jersey, the average throughout the state of New Jersey is 2.3 full-time police officers per 1,000 residents. Saddlebrook has about 13,500. Again, this is a rule of thumb. It's not set in stone. It's just information that's out there. That comes to a total of 31 police officers in our police force if you use the New Jersey average. The Department of Justice says 2 full-time police officers per 1,000. That comes to 27 total for the police department for a population of 13,500. I also went out there and found more information from the International Association of Chiefs of Police. They have a formula. You plug in all the numbers, how much activity your police department has had for the year, and it allows you to calculate how many patrol officers you need. Again, this is a rule of thumb. It's not what I am saying. It's just the numbers. I plug the numbers in, and it comes out to 13 patrolmen. Again, for the amount of incidents we had in this town were 8,299 actual incidents for 2012. That's what was provided to us from the police department. Again, there's just numbers, just something, a guide to go by so we can understand how many police officers we should have. I mean, should we have more? Probably. All right. Should we hire more? Most likely. I just wanted to put that out there. Just so we are looking. Again, in 2011, the crime rate in Saddlebrook dropped. In 2010, it was the index was 339. In 2011, it went down to 317. And that's with, in 2011, with a total on the force at that time were 27 male officers and 3 civilians, for a total of 30. The civilians, again, are not in the table of organization that I talked about before. So just want to put that information out there to the residents so they could hopefully get some type of handle on this. A new hire comes in at $36,356. We did put in the budget for $100,000. But that $36,356 salary does not take into account health benefits, purchasing of uniforms, and other incidentals. So it is more than that per police officer that's hired for the year. Just, again, it's information, it's out there. So I'm just putting that information out there. And I would just like to congratulate the cheerleaders also on a job well done. I would also like to thank the VFW for sponsoring the fireworks, the picnic committee that put together the picnic, Jerry Taylor, thank you very much, and the Saddlebrook Women's Club for all the work they did at the picnic. Thank you for all that you do for this town.
Any other council comments?
I just have one, really. I like to end things on positive notes, and I'd like to congratulate all the cheerleaders we had in here today for their accomplishments, and congratulate their coaches and their parents for a very successful program. That's about it.
All right, well, I don't end things on a positive note. I missed the work session on Tuesday for business. I was away on business. I remember we spoke about hiring 5 police officers going way back. And maybe somebody can answer because I was going to ask Frank tonight. We budgeted $100,000 for 5 police officers, which I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Right now, it's half the year. So if you break down $36,000, it's about $19,000 that we should be laying out. Now, we budgeted $100,000. I mean, my calculation, we can hire 5 police officers, whether they're laterals or whatever. What I understand is we don't have the money. I don't understand how the breakdown works. Now, I need Frank here, and I thought he was going to be here because this is one of the questions I was going to ask him, because I look at it that we can still hire police officers. And we calculated in our budget. That's exactly. But I guess I need him to answer that question, correct? Because I don't know, and that's why I'm asking.
He had a family issue come up last minute, that's why. I spoke to him on the phone this evening. And we were discussing the fact about the monies being in the budget.
Mm-hmm.
What we'd like to do is, once we get past the state approving our budget, and then the council gets it, and we get our August tax bills out,
Mm-hmm.
then is the time to sit down and do an audit exactly of the monies, as it was mentioned here by the audience tonight, when it comes to those that retired, what's the payout, which line item applies to the payroll. So it's not as simple as it sounds, and we did have an officer unexpectedly gone, but we need the calculations, detailed, authentic calculations, because I myself, we have nothing to hide here
No,
to the public.
not at all.
Nothing at all. We just maybe need it simplified for the public. Maybe the line has to read, Officer X retired. This year you have to pay him his vacation. This year you have to pay him his pension monies. We have to have it simplified, because only then will the public have the knowledge to come to understand decisions going into the future. And, Council President, once the auditor gives the go-ahead to the council, my intent is still to hire those 5. And 2 of those may be laterals, because I'd like to fill the consent decree order issued by the NAACP.
Okay.
So there is a future. We're only in the month of July.
I understand. And that was just a question I had because, I knew that we had retirees, but I didn't know the other officer that did retire, if that affected, it didn't affect, I didn't know
Well,
that.
that's details, simplified details that we should have for ourselves and available to the public. And now when this budget, these numbers that are out here, people seem to be questioning the police overtime. And Pete Ledico gave answers to date. When Pete and I sat down to present this budget to the council, we didn't present this budget to you people alone. We met with each department head.
Yes.
So the chief of police is responsible for giving and advising us to give to the council these numbers. So there were plans in place and hopes.
Through the chair.
Yes.
We have the numbers that I gave this evening. Those are numbers that came out of the township's overtime budget. There are police officers who do earn more than that. It's called reimbursable overtime. Public service, Verizon, different organizations reimburse the township, and then we pay those police officers. The numbers I have, they came right from our town hall. These are the numbers paid to date on the overtime that we...
Taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Not reimbursable funds.
Just a question to Mr. Ledico. So when they do a public service detail, public service is paying for their salary. Nothing comes out of the township?
Correct. That's strictly overtime costs calculated by the deputy chief. They get a bill, they reimburse us, we then pay the police officer.
Okay, so anytime they're out there, it's and they're doing a private job.
Yes.
For
Contracting.
contracting out, it's not costing the town anything.
Correct.
Okay.
But one other thing, that does go on a W-2 though,
Yes.
correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so if you look at
It's
their
earned.
W-2,
It's
it's
earned,
gonna
right.
show as earned income and,
Okay, any other council comments? About, no?
Mayor's comments.
Mayor's comments? Sure. was gonna get
Regarding Mr. Punzel and his flooding issue, just to let the council know, for the 2.5 years I've sat here, with him on the planning board as well, I was never once approached about the flooding issue. So whatever was left after I left office, PJ, I was not aware that your problem hadn't been corrected. So I'd like to set that record straight, because you and I never once spoke of this issue, ever. Well, you know what? As mayor, and I know we can't have a discussion, I'll just make this statement. As mayor, I take the responsibility, I take the hits, whatever. If a professional didn't respond or reply, I'm telling the public, call me. My cell phone's always on. And I can assure you I will be out there on the street digging into what the problem is and seeing if we can rectify it. I was out the day of the flood. Everything's a flood in Saddlebrook recently. But I was out with the DPW going through town and we had that flash rain. There was not one catch basin. Market Street, my store, I've been there 40-some years. I had the water coming out to my front door. I was on the phone with the engineer. He sent one of his people out. I had the county engineer come. I drove through Saddlebrook barefoot, getting out, putting up tape with the DPW. Our men worked so hard out there. With the way that rain came down, people that never were flooded were flooded. Top of Oxford, we didn't even have, let me say this, we talk about manpower. I have to say, we were utilizing every bit of manpower, from police to ambulance to DPW. Everyone was out there.
Hey, Mayor, back up.
So when it comes to the flooding issue, for those that hung in, we did the best we could with the town, and still moving forward as I had Resolution 26 read. I also would like to make it clear to the public, after having heard this evening, decisions are not easy to make, but when it does come to policing, I more than ever, and I'm a taxpayer here with multiple properties, it's my wish, if we find the money, that this table of organization goes up the rank and file as it should. And I say that for two reasons, the safety reason, and also, I don't want to be in this rhetoric. I'd like to be the leader to lead the town forward for the needs of the community. So when I make decisions, if they're not complete decisions in a matter of a few months, there will be completed decisions, because that's the route I'm going. I'd also like to advise the public that on June 26th, we received a letter. Peter and I had met with a group of people. We were looking for grant monies for Veterans Field, and the Board of Freeholders had some open space money, and we were fortunate enough, we were on the list with their approval. We were able to receive $402,000. It's a matching grant, and it was for the purpose of, our application was to do Veterans Fields with the turf. And while I'm talking about Veterans Field also, here again, I want more police out there. There's safety issue. There's youth out there, whether they be from our town or another town, doing some damage to the fields. As I came in as mayor, I had taken the fence down because I had wanted the War Veterans Monument to be visited by those who wanted to pay their respects. And as I'm working with Jerry Taylor, the new rec commissioner, he's suggesting to me that we put up a fence in a different area that will protect the field. He has funds available in his rec account, and we will be working on that in another 2 months, and I'm hoping before football season, through another grant from community development, just sign the papers now, to put the barrier-free there. So the fence can go up for protection, the barrier-free can move forward, and hopefully the police can get hired so that we can protect not only the people, but Veterans Field. And again, my thank you to all the volunteers, not only at the picnic, but the fishing contest. We had a wonderful turnout, as always, for the children, and I think it worked well that the picnic was immediately following, almost. And we are blessed to have the VFW, because the fireworks were spectacular, and again, a lot of volunteers went out. So sincere gratefulness to the fire department, ambulance corps, and DPW, and all the organizations that volunteered and made it so successful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, attorney's report.
Nothing to report, Mr. Conlon.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. All done at the work session.
Okay.
Yeah, Rich, just in my comments, I did leave out the fishing contest, and I don't want Kiwanis to, it was an oversight of mine and the ambulance corps for their participation in all that they have done with that fishing contest.
Okay. Any other comments? No? I need a motion to adjourn?
No, we have closed session.
Oh, we have closed session, Will?
Personnel.
Closed session and then go to adjourn.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was it.
You got the resolution?
I need a motion, all right?
Read the motion first, or you read the resolution? Motion?
Need a motion to close
Read
session.
the litigation. Personnel, she said.
Do you have it, or?
Yeah, I always stick one in here. There we go. Whereas the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook desires to meet for the purpose of a closed session to discuss personnel. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act does make an exception and allows the public body to hold a closed session to discuss personnel. Now therefore be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that the closed session to take place on July 11th, 2013 at 7:00 p.m. or soon thereafter as the matter excuse me, can be reached at the municipal building, be closed to the public and to the press. It's air conditioned. And then results of discussion.
You wanna get him a water? You all right?
Yeah, the air gets dry.
I don't know where you left off here. Not therefore,
Rich, you want me to finish?
it doesn't matter.
You got it?
Yeah, right there. Therefore be
Yes.
resolved. Okay. Therefore be resolved by the Township Council, the Township of Saddlebrook, that the closed session to take place on July 9th, 2013, at 6:30 PM, or as soon thereafter, the matter can be reached, the municipal building to be closed to the public and the press, and the results of this discussion at the closed session will be released to the public when the reason for discussing and acting on it in closed session no longer exists. I need a motion.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Halco,
Second.
by Ms. Mazer.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the meeting is now in closed